Yeah. All right, my turn. Please stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, welcome everybody. All right, open the town board meeting and the public hearing for the purpose of discussing changing the date grievance day is held, and for the purpose of discussing the potential bond increase for the Holman City Road water project. Let's see. So at this moment, I'm going to open it up for the public hearing and the town board meeting. So it's just a little different than we've done in the past, okay? So if there's anybody that's here that wants to talk about grievance day or the potential bond increase for the Holman City Road water project, please, the floor is yours. I'm just going to move on then. If anything changes, let me know. All right. Motion to approve the minutes of the regular board meeting held on March 10th, 2026. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Thank you. Motion to approve the financial statements for the month of March of 2026. Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor? Anybody opposed? Thank you. All right, we're going to start right with our guests. It's going to be Gary. Gary, what do you got, like?
Okay, my name is Gary Bolt. I'm from town of New Hartford, just down in Washington. But recently, the town of Hartford just formed a stormwater committee, and it's resident driven. The reason why this stormwater committee was formed, obviously, everybody knows about all the flooding issues and everything that's happened in Chadwicks and all around the surrounding areas. The studies have been done by McBride and McBroom back in 2014, and not one thing has been done to alleviate any of the problems. So we, as a group of like-minded individuals, we have met, we've discussed the different areas that are the problems, and a lot of them fall within the Sequoia Creek Basin. Looking at one project that needs to get done by an engineer is the Legacy Dam, which is right on the Paris County line. That is a big contributing factor. Also, down in the town of Hartford, which I definitely want to say kudos to the town of Paris for what you guys do with your ditching. Maybe you should go down to town of Hartford and do it for us. But stormwater is a big issue, and whatever happens in the town of Hartford, be it ditches, dredging out streams, dredging out mill ponds, it's only as good as what the neighboring community does up here. And kind of what I am looking for is like a collaboration to work with the people of the town of Paris, to work in kind with us to try to address some of the issues, because a lot of it does start up here in the town of Paris, and it ends all the way down into the city of Utica. So I don't want to really beat it to death, but the can has been kicked down the road too long, and there has been grant money out there that what people were able to go get. That grant was lost. Every single year it comes back out. The DEC just came out with another Environmental Bond Act grant for this locality, which I will share that PDF with the clerk. It's kind of hard for me to do it, because it's so big. But it's something that you guys would be able to look at, and definitely as these little projects come, I'm not beating up on the town of Hartford. I'm not beating up on the highway department. But also looking at is maybe in-kind services, because we are such a closely aligned township. Through the Chadwicks, Washington Mills corridor up by Roberts Road, and it all converges down into that one little area, and that little area can't support it. There are things that can happen up here. I have the study. I can share that with anybody. But you have to have Dropbox or something, because it's like 7,000 pages. But I can pick them all out. But just for that, I just want to say thank you. I wanted to come up to address you guys. You guys do a great job. And I just live down the road. So I see it.
Okay, all right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, Gary, thank you. You know, the one thing is that, you know, of course, we're in the Sequoia Creek Basin Commission.
Yeah.
Been on that for many of years. We have to pay into that, the town does. Wayne and two of his gentlemen, Steve and Martin, Steve Messenger and Martin, they're part of that team for us, as well as like Gina.
Yep.
So they hit those monthly meetings. We're also, us being an MS4 community, as you know,
Yep.
we're also part of the Mohawk Valley Stormwater Commission.
Good.
Coalition. Now, is the town of New Hartford in that?
No.
Yeah.
For some odd reason,
Yeah, it is.
I asked,
Yeah.
being in the construction world, I built the Bill Stadium.
Okay.
You know, it's in the billions.
I like you.
It's in, well, great, you gotta deal with the state that you pay. So, but looking at that and looking at the meeting minutes of the Sequoia Creek Basin Commission
Yeah.
and things like this, I look at it pretty objectively. There's an awful lot of talk and no action. So, but it's not saying that they're bad people.
Oh, yeah.
But it's, so as being a resident here in the Sequoia Valley, I've seen it, I've been affected by it. Nobody has done anything. Everybody has talked about it. They've talked about it until people's houses had to be torn down and people moved away simply because it was flooding too much. So I jumped in it. Stuart Kramer here sitting next to me, he's on that committee as well. We have engineers that are on the committee. We're looking at the Glen, which that's outside of the Stormwater Committee. It's Corps of Engineer stuff, so that's totally out. But one of the things I did look at, I know that the Sequoia Creek Basin Commission, they have flood monitors on some of the bridges.
Right, yeah, they do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen them.
Okay, now because like the one thing that I did send to your clerk there when I wanted to talk is, I've been in conversation with the United States Fish and Wildlife Service, Corps of Engineers, FEMA, the whole 9 yards, and they asked me, are there any flood warning devices within the Sequoia Creek Basin that first responders can figure out what's going on?
Sure.
And nothing.
No.
Nothing in the Sequoia Creek Basin, so I went out and got 10 quotes. And one of the best ones that I sent up here, I mean, we're looking at 5 of them to put kind of around, kind of down that neck of the woods. It's a forewarning system that can go on the TV, go on everybody's phones, you already know what's coming. And thinking maybe something like that for, like one of them just to be up here, to give a forewarning to the next, and then that one to the next, and to the next. Yes, they are kind of expensive. One unit is like 7,000, 5 is 35,000, but then if you get 50, then it, the number drops. But it is a real-time warning system that is even approved by the New York State Dam Safety Division, FEMA, and the Corps of Engineers. But maybe that's just something that you guys can look at as well. Not saying that, just go ahead and do it, but it's something to help warn the next one down the line.
Okay, I got you.
No, which is fine.
No, Gary, all around appreciate you doing the homework on this. I think we all do. That's for sure. The one thing we've done here in the town, we've done we've done some projects to keep the creek in the Sequoia Creek. We've done a couple culverts on Oneida Street, and we also did one behind Highway Garage.
Next.
So we try to stay up on this and try to protect the residents. Obviously, we have done those in the last couple of years with grant money.
Which is a good thing.
So yeah, so we've gone over the grants in the past. So we did try to, we did try, and we continue to try. So
Yeah, no, I know that is through. I mean, it was kind of disheartening for a little bit on a couple of our meetings in the town of Hartford.
Yeah.
Asking them the most simplest thing you can do is ditch, culverts, catch basin, and overspill pipes.
Sure.
They haven't done it in 20 years. Well, all right, now now it's time. Come on.
Sure.
So that's where you need, instead of a politician, that's where the residents come in to jump on the rear end to get it done.
Sure.
But it's just the way that it is. But since I live directly just down in Washington Mills, this is still my town. you know, because I live here.
Yeah.
I would be more than willing to help you guys at all, engineering, finding grants. It's, a lot of people just looked at it, well, I saw like the grants that the town of Hartford was going after. It's like one DEC grant, and I have 60. You apply to 60 of them.
Sure. Try to get
They had no idea. So, I don't wanna be too much of a pain in the ass to the people, but if they need a little bit of help, a little bit of prodding, I am,
Here, thank you.
thank you very much.
Any questions for Gary?
Yeah, anybody got anything?
Gary, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll look at this too. All right.
Thanks.
Okay, next person is Craig Lewis.
Yeah, I'm just here for the Oneida Street water flow. That worked great
So far, so
every
good.
time, but the last rainstorm, it broke around it.
Yeah, it broke around because all this crap's flowed out of his yard and covered up the culvert, so the guys went over there and pulled
Yeah,
all the stuff out
I
of the
saw
culvert.
that. Would there be any way you can go a little bit farther?
We
up?
can only go where our easement lets us,
Okay,
and probably where, that's that.
well,
Sounds right over.
I was,
Yeah, we can only go as far as.
I was talking to Billy today. And he wants to get it done also, but he's like, the town doesn't like me. I'm like, well,
I
talk to him.
But
But he's like, all it needs is a culvert pipe through my property, then it's just gonna make a bigger problem down here, but she's not willing to.
Right, there seems more of them.
So I'm like, but it does work, it's just, I don't know if you can go up
Yeah, I mean, again.
a little bit farther up
We
there.
probably can,
Yeah,
you know, when it gets a little harder to make sure.
yeah.
As far, but I noticed there's a problem down on the other side of her house too that's running out of that field. I don't know if you've noticed
That's
that.
the, she had someone like dig the ditch, I think the farmer did that,
Oh,
but it broke away, and now it comes
Oh.
through. But, that one little ditch by Billy's, can it be like connected to that culvert?
the one near the road?
Yeah,
Yeah, we actually wanna put a chunk of pipe in there
yeah,
because if we dig a ditch and we can't get over it in there
oh, yeah.
to do anything, so we do wanna, and it's funny how much crap, I tell you right now, I've worked for the town since 1988,
Yep,
and that ditch is dead-ended there. I don't know why. I don't know what reason it has that it stops here.
yeah,
You know, and we've moved it down about 10 or 12 feet, but we have to put a chunk of pipe in it to do it.
yeah,
Then again, it'd take a little time, wanna shave the shoulder off so it runs into the catch basin, so it's
yeah.
it's a little bit of time project to do it, but yeah, we definitely can do it.
And trying, on Marty's behalf, she fell and broke ribs, so she can't move around as much now. So it's like, I can only do so much.
Yeah, no, we definitely can do something there. I mean, that's, like I said, I have no clue why it ever, we'd go ditch it.
Yeah.
You'd go 6 feet and, okay, that's the end of the ditch. I don't
It
know.
goes nowhere.
Red Howard did it back in 1977, so I guess that's the way it's made. But, yeah, well, we definitely can do some of that.
Yeah,
We actually have like a 6 or 8 inch piece of 20 foot of like the SDR pipe, you know, that
Yeah.
don't crush, which would probably be a little better in there than putting a 14-inch culvert pipe down through a yard.
yeah,
You know, cause it's really not a lot of water there coming through the ditch,
yeah,
just down off that, but we could do that totally and make it. So it goes to we've talked about it in the past, and obviously we have, but we wanted to actually clean around the bottom of the one in the, right off the brick road.
yeah, cause it's starting
And
to
kind
eat
of,
away. a little
yeah,
bit.
and kind of put concrete around it. Well, last year, of course, it ran out of time,
Yeah,
and then winter started, which was always great. But, yeah, so, you know, it's still there. We're
Yeah.
still, you know, we really try to maintain that back property for,
yeah, I always give you a.
yeah, you
Message,
text or
right.
something, which is huge, because it's funny, because sometimes you text and I already got a guy down that, you know, they're already out doing it and
Yeah,
going around, which is, you know, they're conscious of it too, which is great, because
yeah,
I don't want the problems. Nobody wants the problems. You know.
I just don't wanna see someone like walking at night and.
Well, that's going back on. That was actually, the
Yeah.
only reason I didn't put that cover back on out there today was because, they were talking, we were supposed to get these big torrential rainstorms, and obviously that's all gone away. So tomorrow morning, we'll put that was the only reason, would have been back on there today, but I'm like, we better wait, just in case it have,
Yeah,
because it does, unfortunately, but, yeah, so it's definitely the pipe up there and keeping that eye on that.
I got one more other thing, not for the water. Why is there a passing lane in front of my Aunt Darlene's house to my house?
I know,
There's so many crashes on
I
that
know,
road.
we've talked, and the thing, I'd have to call Dennis Busick, who's the head of the county stuff.
Mhm.
It's something to do with, because we've questioned it years ago, I mean, we're talking with Jim, and it's something to do with this sight distance and all this,
Mhm.
but I'm assuming we probably could just put a double line on the
That'd be
road. I
great.
don't know really why,
I think the last couple accidents have been people passing, right?
I just don't know why we've said it, and, and I know the same thing, there's county roads in town that, and same thing, why is there a passing zone on this stretch of road that comes to the hill or comes to,
Oh, yeah.
well, there's a, he's got this manual, it kinda looks like Stewart's manual here, that he goes through and he's like, okay, you see this distance, and if it's like this, and, but I don't know, I'm assuming we probably could definitely, I'll ask him first, and if it's possible, when we do our striping, we'll double line the whole road. It doesn't need to have a passing, I agree 100%. It does not need to have a
You
passing.
passed me there.
Huh? Your road call.
I didn't even consider it passing on when I just.
Yeah,
I know.
And I didn't like-
So that-
Never think.
Or
Yeah,
if you
they
put
could-
one of those police.
Yeah, we'll move that
They go
side.
like
We
90
actually,
through there.
had one down there, and again, I
Yeah,
don't know if it helps, but we did have one down there,
yeah,
most of the summer on the fall last year,
yeah.
but yeah, we'll talk to Dennis and then we'll, if it's something that because it's funny how a lot of things, even if we wanna do, like change the speed limit on our road in the town,
Yeah.
you kinda have to go through the state for some reason, and they have to say it's okay, then you get hold of the county, then they say, okay, when you go out, you can change it's just a really weird process, I don't understand why we just, so I definitely will ask,
Okay.
before, but if we can't, I'll just tell them, when they come to stripe it, do double all the way, right from the
Yeah.
town line out. There's no reason, really no reason for it to be a
Alright,
passing road.
Craig, you good?
I'm gonna take that down.
You good, Craig?
Yeah.
Alright, before I move on to the next person, I'm just gonna close off the public hearing.
You know,
I was just gonna talk with him, so you don't
Oh.
have, think it's me anyway.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, did you have anything to add?
Just
Okay.
kind of curious.
motion in each.
Yeah, separate motion on each.
Um,
Yeah, I just know we're after the 15 minutes, so I'm just trying to.
Oh, it doesn't, I don't think the time actually matters.
We'll keep going. We'll keep going. Joel, so you're good.
Yeah, I'm good. I just wanted to contribute away with it.
Well, he said, right?
Yep.
All right, Stuart Payne, what do you got?
Okay.
Cemetery, we're talking cemetery?
Yes.
All right.
President of Sequoia Valley Cemetery over on Church Road. And sadly, my treasurer, secretary stepped down. It was partly due to the new way of doing the state report versus the way we've been doing it for 45 years. After he put 80 hours into doing it the old way, he just said, at 70 years of age, I don't need to learn how to do things over again. And he says, I'm done. So right now, I'm president, secretary, treasurer, and last superintendent. And I'm also involved with Willowville Fire, the Stormwater Committee in New Hartford, fire police organizations all over the state of New York. I'm been a good Energizer bunny, but I can't juggle that much work at the cemetery. And technically, tomorrow I'm going to M&T Bank. I have to transfer all the bank records over to my name, which quote unquote is technically illegal because I'm the president and now I'm the treasurer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
So and all the checks need both signatures, so that kind of leaves it too much in the gray area, and I don't need to be under that big of a microscope. I don't want to have to throw the cemetery at the town of Paris, which the state would probably end up doing. So all I'm asking for right now, I'm the only one that knows how to locate graves.
Sure.
Sadly, I haven't had a good summertime vacation since 2019. And my treasurer was the other person that knew how to locate graves. So now that he's stepped down, I have nobody, and I'm gonna be out of the country for just about the entire month of July. It's gonna be hard for me to locate cemeteries from Italy. I tried doing it from Australia, it didn't work too good. And what we're looking at is, at some point in time, the town of Paris is gonna end up owning or being in charge of cemeteries. And I spoke to you on the phone Monday and throw the idea out to possibly start a slow transition, get people used to how the cemetery runs, how the cemetery is laid out, how to locate graves, how to sell graves, how to record graves, do the excavation for the grave. And then that way, it's a slow transition versus that cold turkey that you gotta,
Have fun, right?
yeah. Because right now, there is no physical map of the cemetery. It disappeared in between 2020 and 2022, and nobody's owning up to it. So I have to go out and locate graves with 4 or 5 string lines and a half a dozen screwdrivers, and go and probe an area maybe 40 feet long by 2 foot wide to find a 6-inch by 6-inch marble cornerstone to locate that person's gravesite. I have 48 hours to do that from the time I get a call from the funeral director. Because the family wants to be buried, wants to have the burial on that day, at that time, and it's my job to make it happen. And yeah, and that's something that will eventually, you folks, at one of your generations of this board, will have to face. We also have over 4,000 graves that are up for sale. And like I told Christian, we don't have, there isn't a town road in the town of Paris that is not the family member or the founding, the name that that road is after, isn't buried in Sequoia Valley Cemetery. We have over 64 of the Chadwick family buried in the cemetery. Davis family, there's 6 factions of Davis, over 80 of them. That's probably the biggest collection of family. There's more Davises buried in the cemetery than there are Joneses. Or Smiths. Yeah, and we have 7 Revolutionary War soldiers buried there. 1 possibly Boston Tea Party participant. The chapel is over 150, almost 150 years old, and is screaming for a new roof. We're paying over $42,000 a year to mow. It's not the mowing, it's to trim around 6,000 headstones and 125 trees. You've already helped clean up after 1 tree.
Yeah.
The cemetery was common ground. If you went all the way back to the cemetery towards the development, back in the back far corner is the original part of what was commonly referred to as common ground burial. Some of those headstones back there are over 200 years old. And so there's a lot of maintenance and upkeep. That book right there, there's over 50 pages, and I showed that it's fine print. It's like you see of cemetery law in the state of New York. And they're not, there's forms for, you have to get an architectural drawing and architectural specifications to do the roof. Then put it out to bid, minimum of 3 bidders, then go in front of a judge. The state of New York on one side, the cemetery on the other side, the judge, to decide whether or not it's gonna be a grant out of our permanent funds or a loan out of our permanent funds that we have to pay back in 3 years. Well, at $30,000 for a new roof, if I'm pressed out at $42,000 for mowing, and we're spending about $52,000 a year operating the cemetery, there is no $10,000 to pay back. So what we're asking for is a little bit of help, I put on our Facebook page. I can give you the criteria for, we need a secretary and treasurer. Next month is our general board meeting, our annual lot owners meeting. And like I said to several people here, you've got families like Kevin Ludlow, the Chadwick family, the Proctors, the Risneys, Butler family. They are not gonna sit there and let you mow for Memorial Day and not have to mow again until Veterans Day. They will be here at every board meeting, and you'll have them outside the building screaming and yelling about mowing, so, this is something that, it's easier to discuss it now before it happens, and I'm willing to work with you. At present, I'm averaging about 10 to 20 hours a week volunteering at that cemetery. I've got, those are two books right there. This one is the lot book, and that's got over 150 pages of sold lots in it. The death book is from 1981. That's got 65 pages of burials. And learning how to do all that and do it in the way, and doing the state report, which you still have to send out to the state. And out of your burial expenses, you have to pay back into the permanent fund, or we do, in order to keep that permanent fund, so you've always got some revenue. And the only nice thing about it, you aren't restricted like we are. We're restricted to moderate to low risk investments, which means little or no interest or dividends, where the town will be more they give the townships more flexibility. And I gave you our annual report. It's sad that I've got just short of $600,000 in investments to operate the cemetery and no volunteers.
All right, so what I'm gonna have to do is, the board and I will talk about this.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's steps, and I'm sure there's legal steps, so, I will get with you, okay,
Yes.
once I get some better answers for you.
And I hate to dine and dash, but I've got another
No,
board meeting.
I understand. Oh, I know you do, I know. Sure, thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Here, thank you.
Yeah, I gotta get with
Yeah.
an engineer.
I got you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys, appreciate it. All right, let's see. You want me to close it on now? You wanna do that, just so I don't?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, all right, since the public hearing's already gone, let's see, so two different ones, really, right?
Yes,
All right.
two different motions.
Okay, all right, just look for a motion, let's see, I'm gonna close the public hearing and, for the purpose of discussing changing the date, the grievance day, and at 5:58. Also going to, close out the public hearing for discussing the potential bond increase for the Homeland City Road.
Jason, can I interrupt?
Yeah, please.
Could you do that, first by motion to close the public hearing on the local law to change the grievance date? And then a second motion on that to approve the local law,
Okay,
and then your next motion should be a motion on the appointment.
okay,
I'm sorry,
all right.
I'm just trying to,
Wait, so
we gotta close the public hearing.
yeah, we just closed the public hearing for grievance day.
No, you gotta close the public
I didn't hear
hearing
a
for-
vote on, did we?
And then vote on
Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah, sorry, just go to it.
Okay.
So,
Grievance day.
let's, we're gonna vote on the grievance day being changed to, oh, is there a new date on this?
the Wednesday, fourth Wednesday,
To
Okay.
Wednesday,
from Tuesday to Wednesday.
I can look it up. I can-
Oh, the
somebody
date,
tell me
it's the
date of
fourth
this?
Wednesday, it's always the fourth Wednesday of the month, so you, I mean,
Yeah, the law's right there. It's right here.
it's not a big, right, it's the fourth
Oh, fourth Tuesday.
To move it to the fourth
From the fourth
Wednesday
Tuesday to the fourth Wednesday.
of May.
Yeah.
Alright. So either way, we're gonna change it in general to the fourth Wednesday of the month. That sounds like okay. Can I get a motion on that, please? Can I get a second? All in favor? Anybody opposed? Thank you. Alright, So let's see, perfect, I'm gonna close out the public hearing then for the potential bond increase for Homeland City Road Water Project at 6:00 PM. And might it stand still for that for a minute, until we get further down here?
I'm sorry.
No, once you close that, we can just move down the line on the resolutions.
Okay, your resolutions, Mike, you feel?
Those are motions, there's no.
Oh, yeah, so on your thing, they're actually gonna be motions.
Yeah, motion,
So, I mean, if you wanna jump around, jump around.
no, I don't have to, Mike, I'll stay with me, I'll just stay
Yeah.
with me. Okay, I'll stay with me, sorry about that.
No,
I didn't
you're
mean to
fine.
confuse you.
So everything under your,
Yeah.
is actually gonna be a motion, not resolutions.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So
Yeah.
we need to make a motion to amend the resolution we made last month
Yeah.
for the assessor, because we can't have two assessors on at the same time. So for those 10 days that she's training, she will be a part-time clerk.
Yes, that's what's happening here. Okay, so looking for a motion, to amend resolution number 32 to 2026, that reads as follows, resolved to that the Paris Town Board hereby agrees to appoint Kathleen Fitzgerald as clerk, part-time, effective April 20th, 2026, expiring April 30th, 2026. The town board also appoints Kathleen Fitzgerald as a sole assessor effective May 1st, 2026, with a term expiring September 30th, 2031, at a yearly salary of $25,000, pending approval from Oneida County. Said terms would finish term currently held by sole assessor Patricia Jones. Can I get a motion on that, please?
I'll make that motion.
Can I get a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Thank you. Let's see, then,
Another motion approving the hiring of Patty as a
yes,
consultant.
we haven't found a water clerk yet. All right, water and sewer clerk, so those, applications are kinda coming in very slow, so. So that being said, Patty's nice enough to maybe come back a little bit and, just be a consultant for us. All right, that's what we're looking for. So, looking for a motion approving and hiring Patricia Turns as a consultant for the water and sewer and assessor's office effective May 1st, 2026 to December 31st, 26, as needed on a basis at a $25 an hour pay rate. Can I get a motion on that, please?
I'll make that motion.
Can I get a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Thank you. Thank you, Patty, for doing that. I know you want to be retired. Peace out. Okay, good with me. So with Mike,
Yep,
all
so
right.
we need a resolution accepting the change order number 2 of contract number 9 for the Homeland City Water Project. It's for the 2 insertion valves at an increased cost of $54,500.
Which we talked about last month. So, can I get a motion on that, please?
I'll make that motion.
Can I get a second? All in favor? Or anybody opposed? Thank you.
Okay, the next one is a resolution waiving the 30-day advance notice for Orchard Hall's revised liquor license application. You guys did a special meeting where you approved it before, but now they've added dancing to their liquor license, so they need to basically just revise it.
No,
No dancing.
No dancing.
Trying to get a couple through right now, the clients might be.
It is? Oh, is it on there?
Yeah.
All right, can I get a motion on that, please?
I'll make that
Can I
motion.
get a second?
I'll second.
All right, all in favor? Anybody opposed?
Tax collection's all done. County got all their money, everything's great. We got our money, so everything's perfect, no hiccups. Pavilion rentals have started, just let me know if you need something. Other than that, my office is pretty much in order. Stone Road speed study, the state sent back a letter basically saying that their study has commenced. But they're basically acknowledging that they're looking into it. Other than that, we move on to the next page. I need a resolution to adopt the public interest order in the matter of the increased improvement of facilities at the Sequoia Consolidated Water District, approving the $1.5 million increase.
Can I get a resolution on that, please?
I'll make
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Anybody opposed?
resolution authorizing the issuance of the bond of the $1.5 million additional funds for the purpose of paying the cost of the Home City Road water project.
Can I get a motion on that, please?
Approving the spending of it.
I'll make that.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Thank you.
Okay, now resolution awarding Gallo Construction as low bidder for contract number 5 of the Home City Road Water Project at a contract price of $3,791,500.
Is that the building?
Yes.
That's the building. Okay, that's the building being built. Can I get a motion on that, please?
I'll make that
Can I
one.
get a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Thank you.
Alright, now I need a resolution awarding O'Connell Electric as low bidder for contract number 6 of the Home City Road Water Project at a contract price of $1,848,349.89.
Can I get a motion on that, please?
I'll make the motion.
Can I get a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Thank you.
And a resolution awarding Gallo Construction as low bidder for contract number 7, which is HVAC, I believe.
Yes.
For the Home City Road Water Project at a contract price of $391,200.
Can I get a motion on that, please?
I'll make that one.
Second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Thank you.
That sound right?
Sounds good.
Awesome.
All right.
That's everything on my stuff.
Deep breath.
Yeah. Good job, Mike.
We're moving.
I know. Jeez. All right. We're moving on this, on Jack.
Moving on.
All right, all right. After all these years, huh? I like that.
Game true.
Yeah, sure, that's all. Good stuff. Good stuff. Thanks for all the hard work on that. I know it's a lot.
Thank you. Yes.
Been a lot of years, Jack, to come in here.
It's been
Well,
fun.
with me, all everybody else, I can imagine.
I do have one more thing before you
Yeah.
get off me. Judy and Ed. Still gotta do your training. If you have an issue with it, contact Ken. Just a reminder.
Yeah, you need some help. I get some emails that says you're gonna sign up for them.
They've been suspended.
So maybe I can send them from that person.
Okay. Okay.
I'll do my emails.
That's all I got.
All right. Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome.
Wayne, what you got going on?
We'll do the highway updates here. We got a couple of bids out, from folks for Butler Road, repave, resurface Butler and Orchard, and our co-pave resurface on Campbell, so, depending on how everything goes, we could see blacktop as soon as early June, which would be kinda nice to get it out of the way.
Sure.
Other than that, we looked to purchase a used trailer for the paver and roller together. I kinda talked to Joe a little bit about the old trailer, you know, maybe we do something with that, but obviously it won't hold the paver or the
Right, yeah.
so Tracy Road Equipment actually has one they took in on trade, that they wanna sell for $19,000. And we have the money in our budget for it, equipment budget. I guess we just need an RFP.
Want to put it on the bid to get a trailer?
Yeah, but, you know, we'll write up like we've done for the rest of our, any used equipment we've purchased, which I'm telling you right now, that really is not a big deal, and actually has worked pretty well.
Just pushes it off a month and you
Yeah,
just
and
see
nobody-
bids, so nobody can say nothing?
No,
That's
I'm
good.
100% for it, and it saved us, I mean, a brand new trailer, I think they said a brand new trailer, 65,000, and, we're not buying a brand new trailer. So 19 is, it's a 2014, I believe, was what the year was.
So you're looking for a motion authorizing the advertisement of bids via RFP for the purpose of purchasing of used 2014 Eager Beaver.
Yep, that's
21 foot.
Yeah.
Can I get a motion on that, please?
I'll make that one.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
That's about all, we're out sweeping and, picking everything up, and, we
Hey,
put up,
thanks for those
we
signs.
put, you know, we didn't know really, I didn't really know to go make stuff, you know, I talked to Dennis again, that guy has been phenomenal as far as helping me out with signage that, you know, you really don't have a, I don't know, I am not ashamed to say it, I don't know, I have to ask, and he's like, you know what, simple, you know, and the only nice thing about signage, I know we went through a lot of stuff with the town park when we didn't have, you know, signage up there, and people were driving through there with dirt bikes and four-wheelers, and I remember law enforcement saying, you have to put signage up, you have to post it, we can't enforce it if it doesn't, you know, don't say, look, don't do it. So that kind of is the same thing, at least now, if something, you know, I guess if somebody got a ticket or a warning and said, hey, you gotta stop blocking the bus turnaround, they can't get the bus turned around, we're gonna have to give you a ticket.
I'll have to ask Brian, the bus driver.
Yeah, and because there really is, you know, the ditches are close to the edge of the road, and if the bus has really gotta cut really short, you can have an issue. And obviously, we don't want no issue. So we went down and put, them guys actually went down and put some signs up, one on each end of it. We have this one that still says it's a turnaround. I really think, we've talked about it with the guys, we're probably gonna move that one closer to the road, so it's not, like, it don't look like it belongs there. I don't know why we put it so far back. So that's one other thing we're gonna do now that it's warmed up and the ground's a little more pliable. And we'll do that. Other than that, it's all systems go.
Look at you, buddy.
We're making a lot of dust.
From my local bus driver, and it doesn't have to stop at my house.
Hey, the only thing I had, was those, yellow signs around town,
Oh, God, I know, we've been.
can you just rip them down?
Well,
please?
we actually were gonna do a little, in the morning, early,
Yeah,
just
please.
to have them kind of buzz in, and we're gonna,
Yeah.
and every time I think of it, it's too late.
Yeah, later.
And there's, I'm not doing,
Yeah, the buy houses.
Oh,
but
God.
anyway,
It's
we'll
obnoxious.
we'll definitely take care of it.
I figured you were. I know you're on
I
it.
just, I
It
wanna
seems
wait.
like they got thrown up around all the time
Man,
there.
it's just, you go down everywhere.
Right.
I can't believe they're like, you guys must spend a ton of money on
Yeah.
that stupid
Yeah.
sign.
And then for a while, they weren't coming into town because we were
Yeah.
ripping them down.
Yeah,
But they must have a new guy that's kind of doing it.
new sign guy.
Yeah, new sign guy. Right. Basically. Yeah.
But no, we're
I knew you were.
definitely are, just kind of
Yeah.
get together to do it.
Originally, we were talking about the second shift guys grabbing it, but
Yeah, that worked great.
yeah.
It really did work
Yeah.
great. That,
Yeah.
it's like shit, it's tough now.
All right. All right. Anything else for Wayne?
You have gas bill yet for the roads?
Probably, I'm gonna always say it because of the weather, but I'm hoping Monday.
Okay.
I'm hoping Monday.
Probably supposed to snow.
Oh,
It's gonna
God,
be
this is really,
32
are you kidding me?
degrees.
Oh, saying
Sunday
that?
at night.
Sunday night to Monday, still.
32 degrees and 23 at night.
It's gonna be too warm for it to stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
God.
it's still supposed to snow.
So leave the
Well,
sand
maybe
out the
Tuesday.
road. Leave the sand out for one.
You know, again, I know people probably like, why the hell, and I always say, it's the same thing with Parasil, you know? I mean, Vinnie's mom, I listen, why are you guys, I said, look, there's a chance, if there's a chance of snow
It's gonna
in the
be-
town, it's going to be in Cashville or it's going to be in Parasil.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's just that higher elevation,
Yeah.
that's why we kinda, and we've done in the past, we've swept 7, 8 times in a year and had to go back and sand and sweep and sand and sweep and sand. You know, and today, you know, the price of the brooms and stuff, we're really trying to hold off. We were actually gonna start sweeping next week, and for 2 days it snowed, and we had 30-mile-an-hour winds, but, so actually it was kinda good that we didn't, but we're at it, we'll be there, clean the lawn off, and all that, it looks like the plow got a little,
No, I think Steve already did that.
oh, did he? Oh, all right. Well, I know he likes to leave that berm, you don't want the water to jump, you know, he always tells us that, which is fine, that's good, we leave it to, then there's no issue.
All right.
Shape it up.
All right.
But yeah, we'll be working our way, getting it done. I was really hoping in 2 weeks, we're pretty much buttoned up with sweeping if everything goes right, so then on to the next.
Under the cemeteries. All right.
See how long John wants to stay.
Oh, shoot. All right. Thank you. Gina?
Oh, quick. I got 2 plans sitting on my desk I'm starting to review for 2 more houses in town, so we're cooking for houses. I've been working, it's been busy like crazy stuff, working with the county health department on the mobile park at the foot of the hill. So that's been a busy project, so there's new owners and there's just a lot of trouble there, so that keeps me busy. the park at the foot of the hill, that's new owners, and so Department of Health, so we're just working diligently on that, so just be patient until June or July. Been doing a lot of subdivisions, and just one comment, the MS4, if the town of New Hartford would come to our meetings and participate, we do talk about how to mitigate stuff and work together, and, you know,
I can't believe they're
it's
part of
not
it.
just we go and not talk about anything, and we all help each other, and that helped us, right?
Oh,
It
yeah.
got us the forms, it shows us what catch
Got a
basins
lot
to
of
clean out
mapping,
and
things,
stuff.
things we would have never really
Yeah, we got
had.
mapping done from
That
grants from them and everything, so if they came
I'm
and they
surprised.
learned how to clean their culverts and stuff, it would help, you know, so I
That would
just,
help them.
yeah, it would help New Hartford if the town, the village comes, the town does it, so. But it is a good, we do participate with the Mohawk Valley Coalition, and it is a good coalition.
Water flows downhill.
Yeah.
And we keep our area clean,
I know
when it
we
gets
do.
to them,
Thankfully, we're at its
It's
top.
tough too, because, I mean, obviously, everybody knows, but you cannot get in that creek. You cannot, unless
no,
it's an active
Oh, I
Congress to
know.
get, you know, and you can go from Cassville, right, you know, right by where the old overpass was, and you look down through that stretch, and there's nothing but trees and dams and crap, and unfortunately, when we get those huge torrential, you know, you go from the bridge down by, Cliffs, I mean, you look through that down by the ball field, oh my God, there's just huge trees laid in, and you know what happens? That water comes up, it flows around, just pulls everything into that water,
I know,
and it adds down,
we're limited.
which stinks, you know, because
Anything you just grab.
something really, yeah, and I mean, it's close enough for us to be
Yeah,
able
that's
to,
it, we'll grab that.
but to go off, you know,
Yeah,
it's
you
tough, they'll find you,
Totally.
they'll find you heavily.
Don't hurt the fish.
and we're diligent
Yeah,
on
I'm
enforcing
not-
our MS4, we're diligent on the floodplain stuff. And a lot of that's the floodplain, so when it gets down to them, if they don't take care of their area,
Yeah, it's
and it
tough.
floods over their roads, cause they keep paving, and that when they plan development, they pave the whole development, and don't keep any catch basins or green grass.
Right.
The town affairs is doing the right thing.
Yeah.
We always say.
Yeah,
no,
so
it's
I don't
great.
think there's a
It's
lot of
great
money
for
we
us.
need to invest in stuff.
Right, we're already doing it.
We
And they're
got
phenomenal,
what
I
we
mean, they
need to
really,
do.
I mean, Gina, them guys with there's different grant stuff, like we talked, like we got an issue, I don't wanna say an issue, but we talked about doing something with the culvert pipe on Eckerd Road. For years, we've talked about it, we fixed the one up the road, but for some reason, I don't know why we never fixed the one down the road. And it's one of them issues that it needs to be probably a bigger pipe, because again, when all that crap floods, it just comes down.
Yeah.
So, you know, we have the pipe and things to do the job, but they talked about, you know, looking into some money for that project, so maybe we can do something a little different with that, with the grant funding or
Yeah,
something with
right.
that, so.
So if they start doing, cause I pulled the MS4 report, and NA, not started, well, there are things you need to do within a 5-year period, every 6 months that this report I have to do, so I think we're doing what we really need to do, it's just,
Yeah.
I think they need to kinda participate at that,
Okay.
just, you know, but if we can help them out, but,
Yeah,
Okay.
totally.
I'm in. Alright, anything else?
no, I think that's it.
Thank you, any questions for
Easy,
Gina?
unless you guys have questions, but it's just crazy right now, busy season.
Yeah.
Working with Tony a lot on subdivision and stupid land questions and. Thank God for the lawyer.
He should keep it.
Alright, okay, alright, okay. Alright, thanks, Gina.
Yep.
Patty, you got anything for?
I do, I have quite a few things. The, state DDSO building on Holman City Road claims they don't pay late charges for their water bills. And I did go through their bills for the last 2 years on all they owe late charges, but the late charges add up to $3,382.11.
How much, 3,300?
$33.82.11.
They don't pay
Late fee.
late fees?
That's what they told me.
Oh, so they're just telling you, we're not paying it, basically,
State
right? That's
is
what they're
mandated,
saying?
pay late fee.
Pay your bill on time.
So I can either forgive them or just let them ride.
Well,
They pay taxes, so
Well,
It'll
I
go on
did
their tax
relevy
bill.
I did relevy their water bill on their taxes once, and that was a nightmare.
Yeah, no, I remember that. I remember that. Alright, we'll look into that, I guess, so I think, I don't have an answer for you on that one.
Can you do it a little at a time, so you don't
Just add more gallons of water to their
Use a
bill.
day or what? Because I'm only here for 10 more days.
Up their gallons.
Yeah.
They use it for gallons. The county raised their sewer rate from 7.23 to 7.48, which is a 25-cent increase per 1,000 gallons.
Oh, okay.
Starting on
April 1st.
What was that number?
7.23 to 7.48.
Okay.
And the water clerk has a new computer all set up and ready to go.
All right. All right. Good deal. Thank you for doing that too. All right. Anything else, Patty?
No, that's it. Just, I've enjoyed working with everybody over these years.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Done well-deserved time, well-deserved retirement.
Thank
That's
Partial.
Part-time.
You just passed a resolution, so you can't, the mafia, you just can't.
Yeah, but if she goes over and earning an amount, she loses her budget. So she'll be working for free.
No.
Yeah, should be working.
No.
Due to a clerical error.
Do we have that in the
She's gonna be a
resolution?
volunteer,
They work for free? Can we put that in the
a
resolution?
volunteer.
Down in Bowen's and stuff.
We'll pay for your gas.
Yeah, she's gonna be the cemetery mower.
Yeah, hey, you will be best for sure. Don't leave. We're gonna do some stuff.
So, yeah.
Holdings. Okay, that's all I have right now. I just need to go into executive session for really a few minutes.
So we have to go for the.
I'd like to go into motion, just to talk about the budget. Just need to talk about the budget. Nothing crazy. All right, so, you guys give me just a few minutes. A motion to go into executive session for budgeting reasons at 6:22 PM. Second? All in favor?
So, returning from,
Coming out of executive session at, I'm sorry, 6:39 PM. And just for the record, no decisions were made during executive session. I'll say that loud. Let's see, motion to pay the vote? Sure. Oh, I didn't say that. I'm sorry, motion to come out of executive session. We'll do that. Come with. Second. All in favor? All right, you Mike? And I guess a motion to pay the vouchers? Second? Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? And, motion to close out the meeting at 6:40 PM. I got a second. All in favor? Anybody opposed? Thank you, everybody.